Some truths should stay hidden, but when they claw their way to the surface, they don't just break silence. They drag everything else down with them. This isn't just a story about betrayal. It's about the price of honesty. I kept repeating the same thing in my head. I never meant to ruin us. Like the words could erase what I had done. Like they could erase the way his eyes burned into me the moment he knew. I first crossed paths with Evan during a summer internship in Seattle. I was 24, ambitious, laser-focused, with no plan to fall in love. But Evan, he was like a pull I couldn't fight. A calm confidence, a half-crooked grin. The kind of man who could quiet a room without trying. We were supposed to stay co-workers. 3 weeks later, we were inseparable. Ours wasn't some fireworks-in-the-sky romance. It was steady, grounding, real. By the time the summer ended, I had scrapped my plan to move back to Boston. He asked me to stay, and I did, without a second thought. 8 months later, we moved in together, weaving a life that looked perfect from the outside, but perfection lies. 3 years in, the cracks began to show. Evan was still good, still gentle, but he was slipping away. More late nights at the office, zoned out silences, forgetting the little things I'd told him. At first, I blamed work stress. Then I blamed myself. Then I stopped thinking altogether and just reacted. That's how Marcus entered the picture. I met him at a birthday dinner. He was reckless, bold, the opposite of Evan. He flirted without hesitation, soaked up the attention, never asked questions about my life. It began with a couple of drinks, then late-night texts, then a hotel room. I told myself it was just once. It wasn't. I saw him 3 more times. There was no love in it, no romance, only guilt. Each time I returned home, I felt like a fraud, dirty, hollow, unworthy of the man waiting for me. I promised myself I'd stop, swore I already had, and I almost believed it until the night Evan asked me one question that froze me in place. "Do you have something to tell me?" I couldn't breathe. I didn't know if he knew everything or nothing at all, but I shook my head, lied again. He just nodded, as if that was the answer he'd expected. That night, he slept on the couch. The next 2 weeks were unbearable. Every word hung heavy, every silence screamed. I tried to mend things, made his favorite meals, suggested a getaway, even splurged on a ridiculous coffee machine he once mentioned. Nothing worked. Then one morning, he left for work and never came back. At 2:04 a.m., a text arrived. "We need to talk tomorrow." When he showed up the next day, he was calm, too calm. He sat across from me like I was a stranger and slid a folder across the table. Inside, screenshots of texts, hotel receipts, blurry photos of Marcus and me. He didn't yell. He didn't cry. He just said, "I had a feeling. I hoped I was wrong." I tried to explain. Told him Marcus meant nothing. That was a mistake. That I hated myself for it. And then I said the worst thing I could have possibly said. "I wish you never found out." Not "I wish I'd never done it." Not "I'll do anything to fix this." I wished he never found out. He froze. Then he stood, walked to the door, and said, "That tells me everything I need to know." A week later, he emailed me. He was moving out, breaking the lease, and wanted space. I fell apart. I cut off Marcus completely. Started therapy, tried to pick up the shattered pieces. Weeks later, I poured my heart into a letter, raw, honest, begging for forgiveness. I told Evan the truth about how lonely I'd felt, how wrong I was, how he never deserved it. He never replied. Months passed. I saw him online, smiling, surrounded by friends. Eventually, I heard he was seeing someone. Grace. Not a rebound, but real, beautiful, grounded. Exactly the kind of woman he deserved. It didn't make me angry. It made me realize I had destroyed something I could never rebuild. I still replay the night he confronted me. The folder, his face, the words that sealed our fate. "I wish you never found out." Sometimes I imagine rewriting that moment, saying the right thing instead. But life doesn't hand out second drafts. The truth always finds its way to the surface. Some people regret the affair. Others regret the fallout. But the deepest wounds come from the words we can't take back.